of times people have people that they look up to, that they admire, and typically it's some older person, but I personally look up to and admire Anita for her courage and her determination. The fact that she's touched so many lives. I remember following the hearings, the letters of support that she received from all over the world, not just in the United States, but from other countries as well. And you know, she's always had that. She's always been devoted to encouraging and empowering other people, whether they were clients or as she worked in Washington, or whether they were students or her family. She has a great love for family.
What we see is the way that she sort of understood how to walk a line of how to present the factual case as a trained lawyer. I think really came out in a very powerful way of saying, here are the facts, here is what happened, this is for the committee to decide where this goes. But you know, these are my motivations, and my motivation is I was asked a question and I gave my answer and my experience. And so, you know, I think that the way in which she handled the case in a very sort of professional way it was something I think she recognized she really needed to do in order to handle what was going to become, as she, I'm sure, knew going into a just absolutely very difficult situation and national experience, and to be thrown in sort of the limelight like that, you know, I think was part of that response. On the one hand, students identify sort of with her background here, and that's a really great way to get into how do individuals shape history? How do they make changes? How do you deal with what seem like impossible circumstances? I think students recognize their generation is going to be the one to do this and to continue that fight. And so what Anita Hill started, you know, the debates that she sparked in what she had to go through, in many ways, I think students see a way that they can pick up on this, and their generation needs to sort of continue that fight.
Well, Anita comes from a big family in Morris, Oklahoma, which is not a big community, but the entire family have done very well, and from those humble roots, Anita has moved to national prominence. She continues to serve our country, both in the area of civil rights and in the area of housing, and just trying to make things better, and for that we appreciate her as well. Of course, Anita was the first African-American tenured professor at the University of Oklahoma, and went on to prominence in legal education, more recently I think at Brandeis University. At the core of OSU is the whole concept of service. And that we train great talent, we do great research, and we share both with our state, the nation, and the world. And we preach to our students that we want them to be ethical leaders that contribute to their communities. And I think Anita's a good example of that, and continues to be. It continues to be active in serving her fellow man. Congratulations, Anita. We very much appreciate you coming back and letting us recognize you in this way.